If you lock 100 people in a room, the number of people you can truly trust can be counted on one hand. The rest, when the right circumstances appear, will be ready to betray you. Not because they were born evil, but because human nature changes when money, jealousy, power, love, status, or personal interest comes into the picture. Think carefully about it. Most people who have ever been betrayed once believed with certainty that the betrayer would never do that to them. No one thinks, this person will definitely stab me in the back one day. The real danger is that the people most likely to hurt you are often the ones who make you feel the safest. And according to Machiavelli, there are 5 specific types of people who most often bring the biggest disasters into people's lives. Miss these warning signs, and you may spend many years trying to understand how someone you trusted so deeply could destroy your peace, your success, or even your future. The first type on this list is responsible for more betrayals than almost anyone realizes. Let's begin right away. 1. The professional flatterer. This is the person who treats every word you say as absolute truth handed down from heaven. You just breathe, and they clap. You tell a dull, unfunny story, and they still laugh until they almost run out of air. It looks pathetic and exhausting to watch, yet we still fall for it because our egos are weak. Machiavelli deeply despised these people. In his famous book on the art of survival, he devoted an entire chapter to warning leaders about flatterers because they are like parasites that slowly eat away at your mind. They only care about what they can get from you. When you're on top, they will stand beside you and praise you as a genius, but the moment the wind changes and you make a mistake, they will not warn you. Because they do not have the courage to tell the truth. They will watch you walk straight off a cliff while clapping the whole way down. Then they will immediately run to the next person who takes your place and start clapping for them instead. If someone has never given you honest feedback, has never called you out when you are being completely ridiculous, that person is a real danger. True loyalty requires honesty, not a permanent fake smile. Stop feeding your ego with the praise of people who are only waiting to see which way the financial wind blows. 2. The perpetual victim. Everyone has met this type of person. Their entire life is like a long tragic movie in which they are always the innocent main character, and everyone else is the villain. They lose their job, but instead of taking responsibility, they blame the boss for deliberately targeting them. Their relationship ends, and of course it is because the ex was a monster. They spill coffee on their own shirt, yet still blame the cup for being poorly designed, or the universe for hating them. Nothing is ever their fault. Machiavelli warned that you must never, under any circumstances, ally yourself with people who refuse to take responsibility for their own failures. If you try to save a drowning person who refuses to learn how to swim, they will simply pull you under with them. Think about the logic. If this person blames everyone else for every single problem they have ever had, what makes you think you will be the magical exception? The moment you cannot give them what they want, or the moment you point out their nonsense, you will become the new villain in their tragic story. They will go to your mutual friends, cry fake tears, and paint you as the worst person on earth. They do not want solutions. They only want an audience for their misery. Stay far away from people who refuse to own their part in their own problems. 3. The one who is cowardly when weak and cruel when strong. This is the most pitiful type on the list, but also one of the most dangerous. They play the role of a humble, obedient little mouse in front of people who have power, money or status. They bow, they flatter, they pretend to be a harmless friend. But the second they receive even a tiny bit of authority over someone else, they instantly turn into a tyrant. Think of the co-worker who just gets promoted to a basic supervisor position and suddenly acts like they are running a global empire. Or the friend who treats waiters, cashiers, or delivery drivers like garbage simply because they know those workers cannot fight back. Machiavelli observed that people who are weak and submissive when they lack power become ruthless and unpredictable the moment they gain it. Their humility is not real. It is only a survival mechanism because they are currently too weak to crush anyone. Inside them burns a deep, toxic resentment about their low status in life. If you see someone treating people below them badly, pay close attention. That is exactly how they would treat you if they ever gained the upper hand. Do not trust a person whose kindness depends entirely on how much power the other person holds. 4. The neutral spectator. This is the friend who sits quietly in the corner while someone is openly destroying your reputation or lying about you. They see the injustice, they know the truth, but they say nothing because they do not want to take sides or get involved in complicated matters. Machiavelli had an extremely low opinion of neutrals. He clearly stated that it is always better to openly choose a side and fight than to stand by and watch. Why? Because the neutral person is only waiting to see who wins so they can safely join the stronger side. Let's be honest. Silence in the face of betrayal is itself betrayal. If someone stands next to you, watches another person insult you, cheat you, or sabotage your hard work, and then only says, "I don't want to get involved in drama," they are not your friend. They are a coward protecting their own comfort at the cost of your safety. A true ally stands up for you even when you're not in the room. A neutral spectator is just a traitor who has not yet received a better offer. Stop keeping spineless people in your inner circle and still expecting them to have your back when things get hard. 5. The overly ambitious envy-monger. Ambition itself is a good thing. We love drive, we love hard work, we love success. But there is a huge difference between someone who wants to build their own empire and someone who only wants to take over yours because they cannot stand seeing you hold the crown. This is the person who looks at your achievements, your happy relationship, or your financial stability, and feels no inspiration at all, only clear discomfort. They may cover it with a tight, forced congratulations, but you can still see the bitterness burning in their eyes. Machiavelli understood that envy is a much stronger force than gratitude. You can help an envious person 1,000 times, support them with money, give them career advice, and they will still hate you simply because you were in a position to help them in the first place. Your very success makes them feel small, and their fragile ego cannot handle it. They will quietly study your life, find your weaknesses, and wait for the exact moment you stumble so they can give you that final push. They do not want to rise to your level. They only want to drag you down to theirs so they can feel better about their own stagnation. Stop sharing your big dreams, your wins, and your secrets with people who secretly wish they were holding your trophies. The final lesson Machiavelli wanted everyone to understand is that human beings are fundamentally driven by self-preservation and desire. It is completely foolish to go through life assuming everyone has the same pure heart as you. Look at how people handle money, how they face stress, and how they treat those who can do absolutely nothing for them. The signs are always there from the very beginning, but we choose to ignore them because we desperately want to believe the best in people. Do not let your emotions blind you to reality. Protect your peace. Look at people's actions instead of their words, and stop giving your trust away as if it were free candy. Stay sharp, watch your back, and stop letting wolves pretend to be your friends.